So we will be reacting to a new channel that I actually just found today. And I found him through something else, but it turns out that they covered this like crazy thing that's going on in Ohio, and I was like, I gotta watch it. And I did watch it, and oh my god. Let go.
On March 31st, 2008, a 15-year-old named Elizabeth Russell married.
Whoa! Wait, she looks like a completely different person.
An 18-year-old named.
He still looks butt ugly. She looks so
Gary
different.
Siders Jr.
Oh my
in Mason
god.
County, West Virginia. That part is not unusual for what West Virginia allowed at the time. What made the trip across state lines necessary was Ohio law, which set the minimum marriage age at 16 for girls and 18 for guys.
It should just be 18. It should just be 18. I'm sorry, if you can't drink, you're not like an adult to me, but like it should just be 18. Cross the board, period, exclamation point. What are you even talking about?
Crossed the river, signed the papers, and went home. They had been living just 2 houses apart.
Everything 18.
Marriage records show that at the time of the wedding, Gary Jr. had completed the 9th grade and Elizabeth the 8th. She would later drop out her junior year.
I did hear about like
their
them
marriage
dropping out.
In May of 2008, their first child was born. Over the next 17 years, 15 more would follow.
Gary Jr., known to the family as Bub.
I heard that apparently they also had like some that didn't make
His parents, 73-year-old Gary Siders Sr.
Whoa! Sorry, but he's looking at 2 different area codes. Look, honestly, like I don't have a whole lot of like sympathy towards these people, so I might be a little bit meaner than normal.
Siders, known to the family as Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. You kind of look like you got piss in your hair. I'm gonna be real honest.
Several children in what relatives
that's
describe
that
as
that
a
pneumonia
household.
You get that in your hair and it turns it yellow.
We will be referring to them as Gary, Lynn, and Bub.
I barely watch these guys, but they like find some crazy stuff.
Going back more than 20
like
years,
sad,
public
makes me mad.
Show both
I'm
Gary
real honest.
and
I might get a
Lynn
little heated. I'm probably gonna be a little heated.
And minor civil claims. Nothing that would stand out to anyone. And the only blemish on Bub's record was a 2017 citation for not having a booster seat in his car. He paid a fine that was later suspended. Elizabeth's record was completely clean. According to reports, she considered herself a full-time mother while Gary Jr.
Well, yeah, she was stuck at home pregnant all the time. Of course her record is clean. She hasn't done anything with her life except make babies, which is really sad.
Had been driving
because it's like, yeah, if you want to do that, cool, but she was clearly in a horrible situation. This isn't like, she has a nice life and she's just raising her kids and stuff like that. They were living in a nightmare.
Over the years, the family moved around quite a bit. State vital statistics records show the couple living in a trailer park around 2008. 2022, they had moved to the Cheshire area.
Oh, that's cool. There's a place called Cheshire in Ohio? That's neat.
Show them on Honeysuckle Drive.
I like Alice in Wonderland,
the family may have also had ties to Pike County, Jackson County, and possibly Wisconsin. Records show the family had been in Hamden since at least June of 2025. Those same state vital statistics records also showed that in November of 2022, Elizabeth gave birth to twin girls at Riverside Methodist Hospital in Columbus. Bailey Lee Siders and Faith Lee Siders were born on November 20th, 2022. They were thoracopagus conjoined twins.
Yeah, okay, I did hear about
joined
this.
At the chest and upper abdomen.
I didn't know about that,
though. This is the most common form of conjoined twins.
Yeah.
Both were born at 24 weeks and each lived just 1 hour. Their deaths were ruled natural causes due to extreme prematurity. Wherever they went, relatives say they were kept at an arm's length. Ronnie Fletcher has known the Siders family since he was a kid. He married one of the elder Siders' daughters and has been with her for 20 years. He said that communication from the family always came through Gary or Lynn, never from Bub or Elizabeth. He later told reporters the following.
We might have known whereabouts, in a county or in a, spot. Most of the time we felt like that wasn't really the truth. The last time we heard from them, we gave them a
It does suck that like these people, like the family members that aren't involved in the central plot of what's going on here. God, plot. Sorry. It sucks that these people are now going to be dragged into this because of how shitty their family members are. Like, I really feel for him, man, because I get it.
Close to a year ago now.
I get it.
Done what we could
Yeah.
for that family at the arm's length that they was keeping us at.
Ronnie believed things started falling apart at home after Gary's health declined. He suffered a stroke, and Ronnie said it affected his ability to think clearly and get
there
around.
we go.
For
That
Elizabeth,
explains
he
the
said she came from a
eye.
difficult situation before entering the Siders family. The family made a point
no
of
shit.
staying invisible. No school enrollment, no regular
I'm sorry, but like you don't get married at 15 if your life is fine and dandy.
medical visits, nothing.
I have never seen anyone in the modern era that gets married at 15 because their life is fine and dandy.
And Ohio
Maybe
Attorney
it's just
General
what I've
Andy
been
Wilson, the
exposed
family
to,
was pretty
but
adept at keeping these kids out of sight and out of investigative eyes.
you say that, but like the people at the Dollar General saw
Every
them.
county that they moved
And you
to,
always
they
know
kept
if you're from a
themselves
small
off the
town,
radar
you know.
successfully.
You
In late May
know,
of
if you're from a
2026,
small
the Ohio
town,
Bureau
you
of Criminal
know
Investigation received reports
everything
involving
about
the Siders' home
everyone
on Omer Street in
in
Hamden.
that place.
The
They're
investigation
from a
that
village,
brought
I
them
do
there
believe. I
had
think that's a
nothing to do
village.
with what they were about
I'm also
to
from a
find.
village.
What
You
BCI
know
had on
everything.
Bub were 4
I don't
counts of
believe a
public
single neighbor that says they
indecency
don't
in
know.
Vinton
I
County
can't.
Municipal
I just don't
all
understand
of
how
which
that's
he pled
possible.
not guilty to.
I'm from a
The
similar
incidents
area like this.
allegedly
It's
occurred
very
over
rural.
4 days at the end of May.
I'm sure you can
According
tell
to
by
the
the
filings,
everything
Bub had
about me.
recklessly exposed his private parts at the
Ugh, yeah,
residence in a manner that
disgusting.
anyone nearby could have seen. BCI and the Vinton County Sheriff's Office worked the case for approximately 4 to 6 weeks.
So my hypothesis is that happening made them look into the family, and then they were like, oh wait, what the hell is this? And they realized that there was like, then they finally realized, because like from what I've heard in passing, she's had like the kids like in like the actual hospital, and like they just said, like she was in the hospital to like give birth to the twins that unfortunately didn't make it. So like I bet that this incident caused them to look into the family, which is why it was like
At around
a
10
chaotic
a.m. on
scene when they
June
rolled up
30th,
to the house.
investigators arrived at the 100 block of Omer Street with a court-authorized search warrant. According to A.G. Wilson, and I quote, "It wasn't about the welfare of these 16 kids. At that point, we didn't know that there were going to be 16 kids there."
From the road, the house was easy to see. The place had been standing since 1900. A single-story wood frame structure sitting right up against a railroad embankment. Close enough that I'm sure the freight trains running through were pretty loud.
Oh
The
gosh,
deck and
yeah.
yard were covered in junk, including old tires.
I've worked
a
at a
high
place
chair,
that's
and other
near
debris.
there. That's near
Front
like a train
door was
track.
ajar
Not
and
here,
trash
but
was
like
visible
near a
from the
train track, and
outside.
it is loud.
Those who got
Yeah.
close enough said
I
the
wasn't
smell
even
coming
on
out of the
it.
building hit them before they
And it was
even
loud.
got to the door.
Oh,
A.G.
absolutely.
Wilson, I
I've
cannot get
I've
the
seen
smell
places
off
like
of
that.
me
It's
or away from me now.
Oh, I believe it. No, I
Inside
fully
an
believe him on
approximately
that.
12 by 12 foot room, 16
Ugh.
children had been living for the better part of 4 years. The boys and girls range in age from 17 months to 18 years old. All 16 are thought to be biologically Bub and Elizabeth's, which is a claim supported by birth records for at least 4 of the children, though the parentage of the remaining 12 is still being established through records review as of the date of this recording. Court filings show at least 2 pairs of the children sharing a birthday, suggesting the group included more than one set of twins. The
Yeah,
room was contaminated with human
if
feces
she's
and
had
bacteria.
twins, so it would make
Cockroaches were
sense that
present
she'd had.
throughout. According to Vinton County
more.
Sheriff Ryan Kane, most of our livestock was kept in better conditions than the children. There was an extremely high presence
Yeah,
of
it's
bacteria and human feces. Just a
disgusting.
disgusting scene.
Yep,
Agent
no,
Wilson
I
and Sheriff
agree.
Kane said some of the children were completely non-speaking. Others could
Yeah.
communicate with them, but just barely. Sheriff Kane told
That is
reporters
so
that there was
sad.
joy when we realized we're about to change 16 lives for the better, but it's hard.
It's gonna be so
According to A.G.
hard.
Wilson,
It is
their
gonna be
physical
so
condition is
incredibly
our
hard
number
for the
one
older
priority.
children. Oh my
We
goodness.
also have to be concerned with their emotional well-being. The
Yeah.
eldest, who was an 18-year-old with
They don't
developmental
know
disabilities,
anything
couldn't spell
other
her
than
own
each
name.
other, and they're
Prosecutors included her in the
f***ing-
charges
I'm
because
not,
she is
I'm
believed
not
to
even gonna call them
developmentally
guardians
still
because
be a
they didn't.
minor.
They should have
As
guarded
I'm
these
sure
kids, and
you
they
could
did
have
not.
guessed,
They
none of the 16 children had ever been enrolled in school.
They failed
The
on such a
acting fire department
fundamental
public
human
information
level. I
officer
don't
on
even know where to
scene ended up
start.
driving 4 of
I
the kids to
literally
the
don't
ho-
even know where to start. For the most part, like all creatures that give birth have an instinctual drive to guard their children. How could you treat them like this?
Hospital himself. He described it afterwards, and I quote,
like, you don't even need to be, you don't even need to be someone that has kids to understand that this is just unincorrigibly just fucked.
Roaches and stuff like that. Bugs just in general, and the
I just don't understand people that just cannot take care of kids and like help kids
bite and all of
like
that stuff. So their condition wasn't
I don't understand.
The greatest. It was just quiet.
They're
blank
kids.
Expressions. 7 of the children were transported to Columbus area hospitals. 2 were airlifted by helicopter to level 1 trauma centers in the state. At least 1 child had to be intubated upon arrival and was placed in the ICU in critical condition. Some have since been examined and released. As of the date of this recording, at least 1 remain hospitalized in serious condition. A.G. Wilson said the following, I think if they would have waited another 24 hours, that there was a very high probability that we'd be dealing with a death or multiple deaths of these children. All 4 adults, Gary Siders Sr., Gary Bub Siders Jr., Christina Lynn Siders, and Elizabeth Siders, were present in the home when investigators entered. All 4 were arrested on site.
Yeah,
the children are now in temporary custody of the Ohio Department of Children and Youth. Or in A.G. Wilson, they were hiding these kids. They knew these kids were neglected. They knew if anyone knew what was going on.
I heard that they moved around a lot prior to like this happening. I feel like the reason why they were able to stay in this place for 4 years the way that they did is because they learned their lesson from the other places. Most likely they stayed there. Something happened. They realized they were probably going to get found out for the fact that they weren't taking care of their kids properly. So what they would do is they would move. And then, since they weren't in their area anymore, the people that were alerted to it said, well, they're not in our area anymore. So that's it. It's just done. And they just let them go. I personally feel like there's just a large level of negligence that happened here.
Those kids,
especially because we know they went to the hospital. We know they went to the hospital.
All 4 adults each face 16 counts of second-degree felony child endangerment, 1 count per child. The charges allege all 4 of them mistreated the children in a manner causing serious physical harm.
I fully believe that.
A second-degree felony child endangerment conviction carries 2 to 8 years minimum and up to 12 maximum per count.
They should get the max.
The Siders have yet to go to trial.
They should get max.
Considered innocent
max.
Proven guilty.
Max. They are a danger to society.
On July
max.
1st, all 4 appeared by video link from the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail for their arraignment before Vinton County Common Police Judge Lena.
Their existence needs to be so erased from the public that no one even remembers their names anymore. That's it. That I just sorry, I get really
Federal Rogers. Judge Rogers entered not guilty pleas for all 4. At that point, none of them had been assigned counsel yet.
Okay, yeah, no, absolutely fair.
$300,000 cash or surety for each defendant. They were ordered to have no contact with one another or the children, and were told that if any of them makes bond, GPS monitoring will be required.
Absolutely.
You will be required to wear a GPS monitor at the state's expense. You would also be required to be a law-abiding citizen, keep the court informed of any address or telephone number changes, appear at all hearings, and have DNA and fingerprinting done if you've not done so already. Do you understand? Even if you're not able to post bond, they're asking that you have no contact with your co-defendants. That means each other. I presume the jail will keep you from having contact with the other 2 co-defendants.
Good.
If you remain in jail.
Good.
No contact with the alleged victims of the offense, and if you are released, that you.
I do understand why they say alleged, but like they're victims.
You have 4 pleas available to you. A plea of guilty is a complete admission of your guilt. A not guilty plea is a complete denial of your guilt. A no contest plea is not an admission of guilt, but is an admission to the facts that underlie the complaint.
Yep, the facts will speak for the case.
If you plead no contest, the state would give me a statement of facts, and it would be up to the court to determine whether or not you were guilty of the charged offenses based on those facts.
On July 2nd, attorney Dorian Keith Baum, who was tasked to represent Gary, released a formal press statement on the case. He noted that no formal indictment had yet been filed, only a complaint and then an amended complaint with one fewer count. He
does have the
reporters,
easiest
"We
one to
ask that
care
the
for
community at
because
large,
he
as well
really
as anyone
seems
who
like
might
he's
have
in a
interest in this
rough
case."
state because he was in a wheelchair and everything. He looks like he's in a rough state. I will be completely honest. Do I think he's innocent? Absolutely not. In my personal opinion, they all for the trash. But he does have the easiest one to defend. Maybe the second easiest one to defend. I'd say Elizabeth is definitely the easiest to defend because I feel like with how young she was, I feel like there was definitely a lot of stuff going on there for sure. She came from a bad house. Like, who knows what happened there? But at the same time, that completely does not excuse her actions and how she failed her children. Does not change. I can be sympathetic and still hold you accountable. And I feel like they should. They should 100% hold you accountable.
Attorney Thomas.
Yeah, you're right. You should let the facts play out. I agree with you on that. He should let the facts play out how they are. God, she looks so different. I mean, sure, maybe she's a natural, like, brunette,
with a different
but, like,
read than the one presented at the press conferences. He said that the person that
she looks horrible.
is not someone who comes across as pure evil. Evil requires malice. And the person that I saw there, Elizabeth, she doesn't have that in her eyes, at least from this initial meeting.
To look at someone that is in that kind of state and have, in my personal opinion, no empathy because she clearly did nothing. She was able to leave the house. I know she was able to leave the house. So why didn't you ever do anything? Like, if you wanted to change the lives for this children, you absolutely could have done that. You did not. Like, yeah, you can. No. You still have to be held accountable for your actions. That does not change that.
Her first questions, he said,
you should have known this was wrong.
Continued. She asked if her children were okay. She asked if I knew.
Were you being kept that way? Do you were able to at least get some education? You can talk clearly. You can ask questions. A lot of your children cannot do that. You are supposed to want better for your kids. And obviously, they weren't very high on your priority list. Now, were they? In my opinion.
Where they were. And she asked when she'd be able to see them again.
Never. You should never get to see your children again.
When can I get out? So I think that.
I don't care. She should never be able to see her kids again. No, she shouldn't. And I hope they never seek her out. I hope that somehow these children all have fantastic and amazing lives that are free, that have as little conflict as possible, so they deserve happiness. They deserve to actually have happy lives, and to have people that actually care about them.
And I think that there's an important distinction there, because if that's all you know, and you have to think someone at 15 years old doesn't know a whole lot about being an adult, about being a mother, about being a wife, and that's been your worldview for the past 17 or 18 years, you get shaped by that. While the headlines may be sensational, there is a real human component to this.
Do you know how many people are surrounded by just horrendous shit and they learn, oh wow, that's really bad. I should probably actually, I don't like feeling this way. I should try to do my best to make sure that other people don't feel this way. A lot of people, all the time, everywhere, do that. She must be held culpable. These are your kids. Your children. Even kids that aren't yours. If you see this, it should greatly concern you.
And so I would ask people to give this process
I understand.
time to
They're
play
the defense attorney, so it's their job to stand up for these
Bub
people.
also due in court
LOL.
on July 9th for a pretrial hearing on the separate indecency charges. As for the endangerment case, Attorney Baum told reporters he's expecting the matter to go before a grand jury sometime around mid-July. And on some breaking news that we received before recording on July 7th of 2026, all 4 adults have now waived their preliminary hearings.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Affidavits connected to the initial investigation remain.
Yeah, they waived the hearings. They were like, "Nah, let's just go straight into it." And I'm like, "Oh."
Indicated additional charges are expected as the investigation continues.
Good.
Anyone
Good.
with information
Good.
about the
Don't
Siders
drop a
family
single
is
thing.
asked to contact the Ohio
Don't
Bureau of Criminal
drop a
Investigations.
single thing.
At
There we go. Okay, everybody can see the thing.
6446. We'll have that on screen as well as.
I'm sure that no one involved in this will see this for me, but still, it's a village. I was
Days
right.
after the arrest, those who had lived on the property for years.
Whoa! How many people?
As well as in the pin.
How many people live there?
The village of Hampton is home to around 720 people.
700 people live there. Oh my god, that's a big village. Holy
people. The days after.
There were not that many people in the village I grew up in. I grew up in a tiny little place.
The arrest, those who had lived near the property for years. So
maybe, actually, I don't think I've ever checked the actual census data for where I grew up. I should probably do that sometime. I'm definitely not going to put it on screen, but I'll investigate it myself.
And his neighbor, P.D. Angels, both live one street up.
Maybe I'm just greatly underestimating the number of people that lived where I lived.
Joseph Stewart, who was lived 3 houses down for 6 years, told reporters that he had seen no kids at all. Hamden Mayor Mike Neary told reporters,
"Don't believe you. The people at the DG dropped the T. They saw her. The one dude even said, like, she was like, he said every time he saw her, like, she was like basically always like pregnant or something. I mean, obviously, that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids. She's basically been pregnant since she's been 15, which is also crazy. Not a fan of that. That's my own personal thing coming up. Anyways, but I don't believe that one bit because the people at the DG saw them. So it's like that information gets around. You know who's who and what's going on, you know what I mean? Like,
that he had stopped by the property from time to time, checking the grass and reading the meter, and he never picked up on anything. The most he ever saw was an older woman out front. But a few members of the community had seen the kids. An employee of a local food pantry told reporters that the family came in every week,
they knew
and
they had
sometimes a few kids would be with them. From those encounters, he had no idea what was going on behind the scenes.
This isn't even the DG. This is a completely different place. So I was talking about the Dollar General near their place. They're talking about the food pantry. So even worse, there's two sets of employees that knew that these people were in the possession of children.
Women who worked at the local Dollar
That sounds like a weird way of saying care.
I'm
I'm not going to say care because they weren't caring for them. They were in the possession of these children legally, unfortunately.
Very thin. Ghost white.
Exactly.
They have no weight on their body. They had their hair over their face, like to block out the outside world. Neighbor.
This country is given a freaking number. Everyone born in this country is given a number. I have a number. Like a lot of people I know have a number. Everyone born in this country is assigned a number. Other than just complete negligence, which it is the government. I'm going to be real honest. Red, blue, no matter who, you have to be on these people all the time. It's annoying. But you do have to be on these people fairly consistently to make sure they're not doing some stupid shit. But like, this is just negligence.
Kessler said
complete
she
negligence.
Seen some of the children
in my
at the
opinion,
yard sale and noticed they were dirty, but assumed they'd just been playing outside. She told reporters, "It's just shocking. 16 kids."
No. I'm gonna put a pin in it right there. I have been someone that actually, I wasn't even an adult when I did this. I was younger when I did this. I came across 2 kids that were almost naked and filthy. In my first thought, I wasn't even a teenager yet. My first thought was, this isn't right. Why do they look like this? They need help. So, by very extraordinarily loose definitions, I did a tiny kidnapping, and I took them home with me to my parents, well, my mother, and she was home. And I said, and I was just like, I found these two kids, and she just like, oh, you did ya? And you know what? Got them all cleaned up, got some food in them, got them clothes, and got them taken care of. And I just remember the cops coming, and then I never saw those kids again. And all they said was, Mommy is sleeping. So even at such a young age, I immediately recognized that a child looking like that is not a normal thing. So again, as someone who's been through a very specific set of life circumstances, I don't believe you.
Kind of condition,
I do not believe you.
Not,
I don't believe you as far as I can throw you, and I'm not very strong.
It's not going to go away in a couple years. It's going to be long lasting.
They're going to be affected by this forever.
Hamden resident Carissa Gonzalez told reporters, "You wouldn't
These children are going to be,
even
the youngest kid is going to be affected by this forever."
The extended Siders family on the outside found themselves caught in the public's anger. Ronnie Fletcher says his family has been receiving death threats.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had death threats. We've been told.
Yeah, no. See, this is what I was talking about. Like, I do feel bad for the extended family because, like, I have family members that, like, I don't talk to at all. And what they do is in no way related to me. So I feel really
members of society. We've raised our children. Our children have.
What happened to 21 there, my guy?
Whatever, like, you know what I mean? And for us to be put into all this, and there's generational incest, and you know what I mean? This is going on generational. It's not true. This is all into that one home. The last time we heard from them,
I didn't think Elizabeth was related to them, were they?
Close to a year ago now.
Editor,
them,
if you find
Lynn
anything,
calling us and asking for money, or they needed help with the water bill, or whatever. And if we had it, we sent it. If we didn't, one of the other daughters did. So we've done what we could for that family at the arm's length that they was keeping us at.
His wife is afraid to go to work.
So,
he says vehicles have been driving past their house and taking pictures of them.
Oh man, I feel
been threatened and death threatened, and
oh,
to the point
no.
that we've had
that's
disgusting.
Disgusting.
Off of our account.
Hey! I just need 5 minutes and some calcium chloride, and that's it. For these people that are threatening these guys, literally, long walk, short pier. Get out.
We've had to delete all of our social medias, and
that's disgusting. They didn't do anything.
People to know.
Do you talk to all your family members?
This is what Ronnie shared.
Well, I mean, I just want them to know that
Sorry, I geeked my model.
All right, my wife would take the last $5 out of her pocket and buy somebody a meal.
Oh,
and Chance
honey,
ran out
I'm
of gas
so
to get home.
sorry. I'm
we
so
didn't
sorry.
know this was that way. We would have helped.
I am so sorry.
Yep.
No, I fully believe that with all the moving around and stuff, that no one else knew. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Siders, whose late husband was a cousin of Gary Siders Sr., told reporters she hadn't seen the family in about 8 years. Last year at her husband's funeral, Gary didn't show up. She said the following: "I expected to see Gary and them there, and he didn't even show up. So I wonder what's happened. I wish I would have known. If I would have known babies were not being cared for, that wouldn't fly. That's horrible."
No, I do not blame the extended family at all, because
a man identifying himself online as the brother of Elizabeth. He allegedly made a post on social media claiming that she had been indoctrinated by the Siders family, and that he had only recently reconnected with her after about 15 years apart. He referenced possible welfare involvement and suggested that the state knows something, though he didn't elaborate or provide any evidence.
I do agree with the fact that I think
none of the claims have been independently verified. But
I still stand with like the state knew, like people in the state knew, and they just
raising
whatever.
16 children inside a family that cut off all outside contact, and there are very real questions about Elizabeth's situation that this case hasn't answered yet.
Now, as more and more information is being
I
released
guess
day by day, We'll keep an
I
eye
still
out
don't
for
agree.
updates as they become available, and anything that's not been mentioned during this episode will be added to our pin comment. Columbus psychologist Dr. David Lowenstein,
Sup,
who is not
bruvs?
assigned to this
Baby boy, we doctor, get you. Like, I'm not saying don't get veneers. That's stupid. But just get a little, just a little shaping.
case in
Just a
any
pinch.
way,
Sorry.
shared
I'm
his
sorry.
thoughts with reporters. He
I'm
said
very
that
opinionated right
This is
now.
gonna
I'm
affect
sorry,
them
guys.
the rest of their life. It's a major trauma.
he broke it down
Oh,
by
actually, his
age,
teeth
saying,
look better in that.
The
And
younger
you went and got
the age,
veneers.
if there's something good about that, there won't be as much of a memory because their minds
Oh
are
yeah,
so
his
young.
teeth look better
But
compared to that
anybody
old
who's
photo.
like
He got some
30
dental
or 4 years old and older, and there was
Okay,
like
sorry.
a
This is the
teen
only time
thing.
I've laughed this entire video.
Those
Please
kids
let
are
me
gonna
have
need
this.
long-term treatment.
he said treatment has to start at the most basic level.
Yeah,
Getting the
no,
children
the
to trust
oldest
another
one doesn't
person.
know
There's a
almost
lot of
anything.
treatment. There's a lot
They
of work
can
to be
barely
done before
speak.
they know what direction to even go in.
Dr. Lowenstein said cases like
That's really
this are
sad.
a reminder. If you think something is off with a child, speak up.
If
It's
you,
like
I,
we've said time
I
and
don't want to say. I don't want to say the thing. If you see something, say something, and I mean that in a very real sense. like, like, do it. If your gut churns at the sight of something, even if just for a moment, something is probably wrong. Trust your intuition.
time again. If you see something, say something.
She said it. She said the thing. What did I say? I said it. She said it.
I'd rather
We are of
you
one
be
mind.
wrong than miss something as serious as this.
Yep. No, I agree. It's better to be wrong than to let this progress because complete negligence, in my opinion.